Lust is the consolation you have when you can't have love. There is no fulfillment that is not made sweeter for the prolonging of desire. There is lust and then there is love. They are related, but still very different things. Lust is the source of all our actions and humanity. The human body is the best work of art. In love the other is important, in lust you are important. Lust is a tool, desire a trap. Wield the first, and you can take someone's soul. Fall into the second, and they can take yours. When all was said and done, the certainty, so often experienced, yet always new, that female charms, the kind that inflame the senses, are no more than kitchen smells. They tease you when you're hungry and disgust you when you've had your fill. There is no dignity when the human dimension is eliminated from the person. In short, the problem with pornography is not that it shows too much of the person, but that it shows far too little. What was the point in satin and lace if it didn't make a man struggle to speak? Just like you mistook lust for love, you have mistaken with being alone for loneliness. Lust is to the other passions what the nervous fluid is to life. It supports them all, lends strength to them all. Ambition, cruelty, avarice, revenge, are all founded on lust. Or maybe spring is the season of love and fall the season of mad lust. Spring for flirting but fall for the untamed delicious wild thing. When you are secure in yourself, know what turns you on, and enjoy watching your partner watch you experience sexual pleasure, you have a highly novel relationship grounded in love. The experience of seeing and being seen fuels lust and desire. Lust is the craving for salt of a man who is dying of thirst. Each of us is born with a box of matches inside us, but we can't strike them all by ourselves. Someone asked me about the difference between love and lust. For guys, if she looks better after you've made love to her than before, that might be love. If you find yourself itching to get out the door afterward, probably just lust. The ego lusts for satisfaction. It has a prideful, ferocious appetite for its version of truth. It is the most challenging aspect to conquer, the cause for most spiritual turmoil. The young habitually mistake lust for love. They're infested with idealism of all kinds. Hope will lie to you, but lust is what it is, it never lies. We hunger in earnest for that which we cannot consume. "'Tis better to have love and lust than to let our apparatus rust." Seduce yourself first. But of the 7 deadly sins, wrath is the healthiest, next only to lust. To save face, It's better not to ask sex from the ex, but to give everything the axe. There is a correlation between the number of days since a man last had sex, and the number of things that he is willing to do for a woman. That line between love and lust was thin as a whisper. A person who is another man's slave is better than one who is a slave to lust. Sexuality should not be seen as dualistic, all good or all bad, but as a good part of our created nature that is constantly in need of repair. Why people seek to eliminate lust and cling to love, as they wish to ignore happiness and cleave unto joy. Without attachment, a naked body is merely a lifeless sex toy. A caprice is handled like a stew, and the pepper is added at the last minute. What is cheaper than lust or of less value than alchemy or aphrodisiacs? Yet, whether to the glory or to the shame of human nature, in what we call pleasure, with an excess of scorn, perhaps there are abysses as deep as those of love. Lust is only skin deep. Lust has less logic than love, sometimes, but it's easier to fight. No one has a greater thirst for earth, blood and fierce sexuality than the creatures inhabiting cold mirrors. We might like to think of ourselves as autonomous beings who get to decide who we are going to be, but we are likely much more malleable than we think. When restless sexual desire arises, we pay attention to it with enough understanding and enough love that it dissipates and does not grow. Even priests, monks, and saints are capable of lusting after a prostitute. What a beautiful madness, to explore the darkness in one's own soul and find joy in the unearthing of such wicked thoughts. Lust is a value. We can experience, miss, or lose it or sometimes retrieve it after its surreptitious fading away. In any event, if we treasure it and take it for a regular walk through the garden of our imagination, it will let us discover the most imaginary illuminating sceneries of life. The anesthesia of lust is cold, but before the cold moment it lights up the city with vines.